Good morning dear students, welcome to the maths class again. We are going to continue our third chapter with the third method of solution of a linear equation, and that third method is the cross multiplication method. We have already completed two methods, substitution method and elimination method, right? And regarding the related to those method, the examples also we have done, the exercise 3.3 and 3.4. Now the next concept is cross multiplication method. So how to perform a cross multiplication method? So you have to follow some steps to complete the process. So first of all, what you have to do? You have to write a pair of a linear equation. A pair of a linear equation in standard form. In standard form means exactly is equal to 0 is equal to 0 you must get. Okay, this is in this cross multiplication method only. When we have done the substitution method and elimination method, we have noticed that if we convert totally into standard form or not, it doesn't matter. But in this method, you have to convert a linear equation in its standard form. It means is equal to 0 is equal to 0 must be there. First thing is this. Is it clear? Now, then you have to write down like this: x, y and 1 is equal to is equal to. Now below x, below y, below 1, what to write and how to write. So let's see. First of all, below x we have to write down the coefficient. The coefficient of y and constant. Okay. Below x, listen carefully. Below x we have to write a coefficient of y and constant. Below y, we have to write the coefficient of x and constant. And below 1, we have to write the coefficient of x and y. Now, how to write? Okay. So, first of all, if we want to write a coefficient of y and 1 below x, we have to just simply hide this thing. So, you can see that this is b1, b2, c1, c2. Okay, so we can just write as it is b1, b2 and c1, c2. Is it clear? Similarly, if we want to write something below y, the coefficient of x and constant, again you have to hide this second term of both the linear equation. In short, we have to hide the coefficient of y in both the equation. Now, and one thing most important, that you have to go in a forward direction. As you see here, a1 a2 is first and c1 c2 is next. So you should not write a1 a2 c1 c2 here. As we go from 1 2 3 step, as in a forward direction, after hiding this portion, you have to first select c1 c2 and then comes to a1 a2. Is it clear? So first we have to write c1 c2 and then a1 a2. Then to write below 1, where we can again hide this one, and again this comes 1 a1 a2 b1 b2. Is it clear? Isn't it simple? Okay. Now after that we have to do a cross multiplication like this. Okay. So if we do a cross multiplication, and between the cross multiplication we have to use a minus sign in each term. So here b1 c2 minus b2 c1 is equal to y by a1 c2 or a2 c1, you can write anyone, minus a1 c2 is equal to 1 by a1 b2 minus a2 b1. So this is the first portion, second portion and the third portion. By getting this or by writing this, how can we find out the solution? It means how can we get the value x and y? So the answer is that we have to compare. To get the value x, we have to compare first and third. To get the value y, we can compare second and third. In short, we can compare first with 3 to get x value. To get y value, compare 2 with 3. So here I return here the comparison that x by b1 c2 minus b2 c1 is equal to a1 b2 minus a2 b1. Now again simply we have to do a cross multiplication, and by this way we can get that x is equal to b1 c2 minus b2 c1 by a1 b2 minus a2 b1. And here again when we compare a 2 with 3, so we can able to get the value y. So by this way again I got that y is equal to a2 c1 minus a1 c2 by a1 b2 minus a2 b1. So as you notice here that the bottom part, the denominator part of x and y is common, because this is the common factor to find out x and y. By this way we can do a cross multiplication method. You do not have to write down all these steps right now, but to understand the method you have to keep steps in your mind, that if we have to write a coefficients of y and 1, how can we write coefficient of x and constant and coefficient of x and y? Is it clear? Now here again, as I told you, the easiest method was we have done that substitution method and elimination method. This is quietly difficult. The students may face a problem during solve this cross multiplication method, because it is a quite lengthy process. The multiplication is there, the subtraction is there, so student get confused. Okay, but the practice makes the man perfect. That sentence you have to follow to do more and more practice of this type of sum, so you can able to solve a cross multiplication method sum very easily. Okay, the next thing, as we know about the consistent pair of a linear equation and inconsistent pair of linear equation and dependent pair of linear equation. These are the three types of pair of a linear equation. Now cross multiplication method is applicable to only consistent pair of a linear equation. It will not applicable to the inconsistent pair as well dependent pair. Why? What is the reason that I am showing you? Now let's see why the cross multiplication method doesn't applicable to inconsistent pair and dependent pair of a linear equation. As we already learned the condition. What is the condition for a pair of a linear equation? To be consistent, to be non-consistent, and to be dependent. So as we know that a pair which is consistent, the condition is a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. It means if we do the cross multiplication, a1 b2 is not equal to a2 b1. And in each denominator, while finding x and y, the a1 b2 minus a2 b1, a1 b2 minus a2 b1 is written. It means if the both values are same, then the denominator must be 0, and if at the denominator place there is a 0, then it is a non-defined term, and therefore we can say that it is not the method for the inconsistent and dependent. I again explain you. See here a1 b2 is not equal to b1 a2. It means if we do a subtraction, as both are not equal in case of consistent, we can easily find out the value x. In case of inconsistent, a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is not equal to c1 by c2. So if we do a cross multiplication, a1 b2 is equal to a1 A2, B1. So we can say if both the terms A1, B2 and B1, A2 are same. If both same, then if we do a subtraction, then it must be a 0 at the denominator place, and then therefore it is a not defined term, and therefore we cannot apply this method in case of inconsistent pair. Similarly with the dependent pair, we can't apply. Why? Because here A1, A2 is equal to B1, B2 is equal to C1, C2. So all these terms are equal. So here in this case, dependent pair, the numerator and denominator both are 0. In numerator and denominator both are 0. So finally value we get in case of x and y is 0, where a dependent pair is given. I hope it is clear. Are you getting my points? Okay. See, it is not asked in exam. Okay, they are not asking you a justification, but it is very important to have a knowledge regarding why it is not applicable and why it is applicable. I hope you got all the concept and steps of a cross multiplication method. So let's start the exercise 3.5. Now let's start exercise 3.5. The first question is, which of the following pair of a linear equations has unique solution, no solution or infinitely many solutions? In case there is a unique solution, find it by using cross multiplication method. So here total 4 sums are given in question 1, and each pair you have to check first of all whether it has a unique solution, no solution or it has infinitely many solutions. So for unique solution, what is the condition? A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2, and for infinitely many solution, A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2. And for no solution, the condition is A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2, but it is not equal to C1 by C2. So if we get no solution or infinitely solution, then there is no chance to apply a cross multiplication method. If and only if we get a unique solution, then only we can proceed to find out value x and y by cross multiplication method. Are you getting me? Okay. Now let's see the first example. In this, the pair is given x minus 3y minus 3 and 3x minus 9y minus 2. So first of all, we have to compare these two equations with the standard form of a pair of a linear equation. And by comparing, we can first get the value or coefficient of A1, A2, coefficient of x and y, A1, A2, B1, B2 and C1, C2. So here, this is the first equation. So A1 is 1, B1 is minus 3 and C1 is minus 3. This is the second equation. So A2 is 3, B2 is minus 9 and C2 is minus 2. Is it clear? Now we have to check A1 by A2, B1 by B2 and C1 by C2 value or ratio. So first of all, when we do A1 by A2, it is 1 by 3. When we do B1 by B2, minus 3 by minus 9, also it is 1 by 3. And when we do C1 by C2, it is minus 3 by 2. So in short, we can say that we get A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2, but it is not equal to C1 by C2. And this condition, it means the given system, given pair of a linear equation do not have any solution, and therefore it is an inconsistent pair. If it is an inconsistent pair, then there is no chance to proceed and do a cross multiplication. So here we have to stop. Okay, by this way you have to do the steps and you have to write down the answer. Is it clear? We can proceed to the next one. Now in the second sum, it is given that 2x plus y is equal to 5 and 3x plus 2y is equal to 8. And I just told you that we have to convert it to the totally standard form. It means is equal to 0 aana chahiye, right? So that 5 we have to take on the other hand, so it will be minus 5, and here if we take 8 to the other hand, it will be minus 8. Simply you have to do just this thing. And after that, the first thing is you have to compare with the standard form of a pair of a linear equation. So by this way we can get, this is the first equation, a1 is 2, b1 is 1, and as we took this 5 to the other end, c1 is minus 5. Similarly for the second equation, a2 is 3, b2 is 2, as we took 8 to the other end, c2 is minus 8. Now we have to first check whether the pair which is given to you is has a unique solution or no solution, or has a infinitely many solution. And for that we have to take a ratio. A1 by A2 is 2 by 3, B1 by B2 is 1 by 2, and C1 by C2 is minus 5 by 8. So as you see, 2 by 3 is not equal to 1 by 2, and therefore we can say that here A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2. It means given pair has a unique solution, and therefore we can apply a cross multiplication method to find out solution. So after explanation of this, we have to proceed to find out a solution x and y by cross multiplication method. Okay, now once we prove that it has a given pair of linear equation has a unique solution, then we have to proceed to find out the solution by cross multiplication method. So as you have to see first, the given equations are 2x plus y minus 5 and 3x plus 2y minus 8 is equal to 0. And as I already taught you about how to write the coefficient and constant below x, y and 1. So here to write coefficient of y and constant below x, what we have to do? Hide the portion of x, both. So here 1, minus 2, minus 5, minus 8. 1, 2, minus 5, minus 8. To write down below y, we have to hide this portion and we have to go forward direction. So minus 5, minus 8, 2, 3. Again, to hide this, we can write the coefficient of x and y below 1. So here it is 2, 3, 1 and 2. Now next step is to do the cross multiplication. So here 1 into minus 8 is minus 8, and minus, then 5 in minus 5 into 2 is minus 10. Y minus 5 minus 3 means minus 15, and minus again minus 8 into 2 is minus 16 is equal to 1 by 2 is 4 minus 3. Like that, then you have to do a simplification. X upon minus 8, minus minus plus 10 is equal to y by minus 15 minus minus plus 16 and 1 by 1. Now you have to compare x and the last term to find out value x, to compare y, to compare this term and the last term to get the value y. By this way we can do, so get that x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 1. I hope it is clear how to do a cross multiplication method. Okay, now move to the third one. As you see, the third equations, 3x minus 5y is equal to 20 and 6x minus 10y is equal to 40. So if you take out 2 as a common from the second equation, exactly you get the equation similar to or same as equation 1. In short, we can say that here a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2, and therefore the given system has infinitely many solutions, and therefore we cannot proceed to find out x and y by cross multiplication method. Let's move to the last one. Now let's continue with the last one. Here it is given that x minus 3y minus 7 is equal to 0 and 3x minus 3y minus 15 is equal to 0. So these two equations are given here. And first of all, we have to compare with a standard form of linear equation, standard form of a pair of linear equation. So we get that A1 is equal to 1, B1 is equal to -3, C1 is equal to -7. This is the second one. So A2 is 3, B2 is -3 and C2 is -15. To find out first either it has a unique solution, no solution or infinitely many solution, we have to check the ratio. So finding A1 by A2, we got A1 by 3. B1 by B2 is equal to -3 by -3 is equal to 1. So as we see from the figure that both are not same. So A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2, and therefore we can say that a given pair has a unique solution. If it has a unique solution, we can proceed or do or use a cross multiplication method. And again for that we have to write like this: x, y and 1 is equal to below x. How can you write below x? The coefficient of y and the constant. Below y, coefficient of x and constant. Below 1, coefficient of x and y. And then what we have to do? A cross multiplication. So -3 minus 15 minus minus plus 15 3s are 45. And here again -7 minus 3. So 21. And again it is minus here. So 45 minus 21. Minus 21 minus 15. So minus minus become plus. Minus 3 minus 9. So minus minus become plus. Is it clear? So by this way, if we simplify x by 24, we get x by -6 and x by 1 by 6. Now the last stage is to compare first and third term and second and third term. If we do the compare first and third, then we get x by 24 is equal to 1 by 6. Again cross multiply, so 24 by 6 is equal to 4. So value x is equal to 4. And we compare second and third. So y is equal to -6 by 6. So y is equal to -1. So by this way we get x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 1. This method needs a practice, a more practice. Okay, then you can do this method efficiently and you will get the correct answer. Today we are stop here our lecture, and we will do the next question number 2 in next class or next lecture. Till then, goodbye.